We are actors in a play in this theater, but instead of doing our lines, we're reading other lines about sports, politics, investments, and we watch movies that have other stories. Our director sits in a theater, waiting to express a different story. I had a dream a while back. You know that area of the New Jersey Turnpike right around New York? It's fine to drive until you get off on an exit and suddenly you have 6 or 7 choices on where to go. And unless you've been up there and really know where you're going, it's a total panic. Once I had an event to attend somewhere around Highland Park, and I ended up in the opposite direction, going across a bridge that led to Staten Island, New York. Now that's a major time waster, and we're driving right into a traffic jam. Those tolls around New York are insanely expensive. After I went across the bridge, I told my problem to a traffic officer who took pity on me and led me back over the bridge on a service lane. Had it not been for him, we probably would have never gotten to our event, and who knows where those roads would have taken us. In my dream, I didn't have to be anywhere. Time and money were no issue, and I had no agenda at all. Any road was just fine. I could pick any exit and just follow it without consequence. In my dream, driving an exit off the New Jersey Turnpike seemed like more of a treat where I could just explore an area and see what was there. In my dream, I took a road that led to another road that led to a business district. I was reading the signs, and there was one street sign that read, "Live Music Acoustic." I turned right in to look. There was a nice-sized room with tables for maybe 80 people or so, a few instruments on the wall. A few people were in the place. It was about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. A white-haired lady behind the counter says to me as I'm walking in, "We're done with lunch, but is there anything I can get you?" "Just a cup of coffee," I said. She said, "Sure, if you're not in a rush, I think I'd like to put up a fresh pot. The coffee has been here since this morning, and I need to put up a new one anyway." "That would be fine," I said. "Thank you." While working behind the counter, she was having a conversation with a young guy, talking about his workplace. It seemed he was some sort of a carpenter building things. I sat down a couple of tables away from me. There's this gal writing, but she also has a solitaire game going on. She scoops up the cards and says, "Sometimes you just have to shuffle the deck." "Ain't that life?" I said. I asked this lady what she did in life. She said she was a writer, a journalist. But it wasn't always that way. She had to really shuffle that deck to get where she's at today. She explained that she was born and raised in Kansas City, and she went to college there, but after college she couldn't get a job as a writer. So she took on a low-level job that she did not need a college degree for, and she worked that way for a couple of years. She was in a real rut. One day, she decided to quit her job, take her savings, and go to New York City just because. One thing led to another very quickly, and she found work writing content for news stories. All seemed to happen so quickly. Now, I had my guitar with me in this place, caused us to start talking about music. She was a folk singer, and we found we both liked Bill Staines. So we started to sing together. "I do believe there will be waiting for me somewhere down the road another day worth the living worth the living somewhere down the road. Down the road, down the road, another day worth living down the road. If the way seems long and slow, remember when you go, there's a day worth living down the road. Just then I heard a snorting sound. It was getting louder and louder, and I opened my eyes. There was my dog Chick, and she needed to go outside in a hurry. Ain't that life? This is Josh coming to you 3 times a week for 5 minutes. Until next time, have a great week.